What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, let us take an updated look on Bitcoin and whether or not I think that the bull market is back, or are we just going to take another dump down? If you want to find out about that, then watch this video to the end. Right before I get started on this, if you guys watched that previous video where I said Biden might liquidate you, then you would have understood that there was an extremely high amount of people going long and people going short. And if you haven't watched that video already, you are going to want to watch that after this video. So based on the data that was provided, where there were a lot of people, the open interest was picking up, I said that expect a very big move in the next 72 hours. And exactly look what we got. We got this big move right here. And if you didn't know where this move came from, it actually came from short liquidations. So if you just take a look here, 40 million worth of shorts just disappeared in a matter of about 10 minutes. So 40 million worth of shorts disappeared. And so you saw this massive pump because, if you get liquidated on a short, you're forced to buy back higher. So that's why you saw an increase, a sudden spike in buy pressure. And that's why we're up here right now. So now that the big move is over, what's next? Just to further understand exactly what is going on right now, we are going to want to go back onto the daily chart and let's just understand this for a moment. So if you just take a look at all of this price action right here, you can in fact say that, pretty much for the last 3 weeks or so, we have simply been ranging, from, between 31k to 30k to about 40k to perhaps 42k. And as you can see, that is true, right? We have just been ranging in this area. No matter what everybody tells you about, we're in a bear market, we're in a bull market, it doesn't actually matter because all you have to know is that we are ranging, and everything that happens, in between the range is just noise, because until we break above this 42k level and until we break below this 30k to 31k level, everything else that happens is simply noise. And if you guys have been, getting impatient and trying to trade these markets, even though it's in the middle of a range, which is like a cardinal sin of trading, right? You never trade when it's in the middle of a range. You either short the top of the range or you buy the bottom of the range, which if you were in the private Discord group, you would know about this because I have been advising everyone to do the same. And it's not just in the private Discord group. Even in my YouTube videos, I was pretty much indirectly advising people to, just be patient until we get direction. And so, based on this knowledge right here, how does this relate to you? Well, simple. I'm sure a lot of you might have realized that, the market is pretty green today. I mean, not on TradingView because, TradingView, but on Binance or whatever, that most coins just went through a 10 to 20% pump. And you might be thinking, hey, market's recovered, so let's go in. Bull market's back. Let's jump in, boys. Well, that is the single biggest mistake that you are probably going to make if you do decide to take that route. So here's the issue. We are very near to the top of the range right now. And because this is still a range, no matter how bullish you might be on Bitcoin or whatever, you have to still play the range as you're supposed to play a range, which is to short the tops and buy the bottoms. So until Bitcoin breaks above 42k, I will actually still be looking for shorts up until this area right here. And that also means if you're looking to buy coins, now is not the time, because right now we are near to the top. Just like how you do not short when it's near to the bottom, you do not long when it's near to the top. It's just a stupid move. So what's next for Bitcoin, right? Now that I've given you the big picture, and as I always like to say, that we cannot play the lower time frame moves unless we know what's going on the macro level. So let's just hop onto the 4-hourly chart and we can see that, for the first time in pretty much since the 12th of May, right, when we got this massive dump, we have not once, right, we broken through this orange line right here, which is a 100 period EMA on the 4-hourly chart. And at the moment, you see, yesterday we broke through it finally, right? And not only did we break through the 100, we also break through the 50 and the 21, which means at the moment we have flipped all of these levels, right? And if it does come down, right, if the price of Bitcoin does come down and it finds support here, that would be brilliant. That means we have flipped previous resistance into support, which could mark the beginning of a bull trend after this prolonged bear trend. So is it time to get happy? Not yet, but I would say that, you can be happy because we have flipped some resistances into support, which means that if the price were to get rejected off of this, 40k level to, 42k level, which I bet it will, right? I bet it will. It's not just going to go straight up. If it does get rejected, then you can expect the price to come back down to, you know, the 37k level, maybe the 36k.5 level, which is actually where I'm going to be wanting to pick up some Bitcoin, because if we do find support, right, remember this is the range, right? If we do find support in the middle of a range, which is about 36k to about 36.5k, if we do find support at, you know, at around this area, then, you know, that would just confirm that we are about to break through this range and, you know, potentially go back to 50k on Bitcoin. So if you're wondering what is the next move and where I would be looking to pick up some Bitcoin, then 100% I will start dollar cost averaging from about 36.5k down to about 36k. Right, this is going to be my buy zone. So if I just move this down a little bit, so 36.5k to about 36k, maybe give or take a little bit lower, right? 35.7, that is fine as well. So this is known as the middle of the range. And if we do hold this area as support, then we are 100% going to break through the top of the range. So this is going to be where I'm looking to get into Bitcoin. But all of this is assuming that Bitcoin is going to fall from this point onwards down to about the middle of the range, which might not happen. As viewers of this channel, all of us are grand strategists. We do not simply be overly biased towards any given direction. So let's consider the bullish possibility. What if Bitcoin breaks through? How should you trade this? So again, there is probably no bullish possibility until Bitcoin confidently breaks above 42k to about, you know, 42.5k, right? Until Bitcoin breaks this level right here, I cannot be bullish on Bitcoin, right? I will, I will get Bitcoin here, just like how I will get Bitcoin here. But until we break through this level, I cannot say that, you know, the bull market is back on track. So simply put, firstly, you are going to want to look for a rejection off of this 4-hourly 200 EMA, which is this purple line right here. For sure, you're going to want to short at about 40k. And perhaps there might be a lot of people doing the same thing as well. So are we going to get, you know, short squeezed? Perhaps. And if we do get short squeezed, then, you know, the price of Bitcoin is definitely going to go back up to 50k really, really quickly. However, there is a saying that I always like to say, which is, in order to succeed in trading, you don't have to aim for those, you know, big wins like 10x, 20x, 50x. All you have to do is to take a higher probability trade every time over a sustained period of time, and you will be successful as a trader. So at the moment, because we have been respecting, you know, the boundaries of this range so far, then just continue playing Bitcoin as though you are in a range, which is short the top, buy the bottom. And in this case, we are going to buy the middle. So for now, if we do get to the 40k level, you short it, right? You short it down to, you know, previous supports or resistances. And in this instance, the next zone of support will actually be at about 37.8k-ish, right? 37k, 37.5, something along this line, right? 37.3 to 37.6. That is going to be your take profit target for your short if you do get it right about here. And as well as the 38k level is going to be a good take profit target for your short. And, you know, if Bitcoin price breaks above 40k and gets to about 42.5 and it gets rejected, then you know that, you know, your take profit is going to be, one of them is going to be at 40.8, and, you know, another one possibly is going to be at about 39.4, you know, which is currently where we're getting rejected off right now. And those are going to be your take profit levels for your short. Of course, because you're shorting, you're going to want to set a stop loss. And if you just set your stop loss right above this level right here, maybe at about 43k, then, you know, if the price breaks through 42.5k and, you know, continues to pump and you get short squeezed, then sure, just get out with a small loss. Because as I always like to say, it is okay to lose in trading. In fact, a lot of people are wrong half the time. The only reason why they are still successful as traders is because they do not let any single loss absolutely blow up their account. In this instance, you know, just set your stop loss there, right? Dollar cost average up, you know, because you're shorting, you're going to have to, you know, short higher if, you know, the price turns on you. And that is going to be the plan for now, right? We buy Bitcoin back in the middle of the range. And if I were to add another level where we can pick up some Bitcoin, that is going to be at 34.8k. 100% I'm going to look to pick up some Bitcoin at these three levels right here, because I expect the price to hold quite strongly at these levels unless the whales decide to stop us out again, right? Because at the moment, if you just go back to Bitcoin USD longs, you can see that we are still at an all-time high for Bitcoin longs, and these are leveraged longs, mind you. which means that, there are potentially a lot of people for whales to stop out so that they can eat up their liquidity before ultimately pushing up higher for the bull market. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video so far, it would help me so much if you could just drop a like button. It is a small gesture, but it really, really helps a lot. So if you're looking to get into alt right now, what do you do? Well, firstly, my advice to you is to not get into alt for now, because if you just take a look at Bitcoin dominance right now, you can see that basically for about 2 months now, I've been calling for Bitcoin dominance to get, to find support at this 40 level and to go back up to 50 before the altcoin season really kicks off. So if you're looking to get into altcoins right now, I would suggest against it, because what I expect Bitcoin dominance to do is to get to about the 50 level over the course of the next 2 weeks or so, right? So basically, over the course of the next 2 weeks, all eyes, right? I am predicting that all eyes are going to be on Bitcoin, and altcoins are not going to move very well, except for, a select few, stuff like Solana. Solana's doing well, but the rest, I would, try to minimize my altcoin exposure. Like if I was trading altcoins, I would just, get in and get out quick. Maybe, get in, go in for a 20 to 50% pump and then get out. Or I'm not going to hodl through the altcoins for months, because simply put, altcoins are not going to move very well. So if we just, take a look at Ethereum right here, and, if we just go back to right about October, right? October to about December, right, beginning of January, you can see that all throughout the time when Bitcoin was doing its thing, altcoins wasn't moving very well, right? Ethereum only got about 1x, and this is based on the US dollar valuation. If I simply go onto, ETH Bitcoin, you can see that during the time when Bitcoin was pumping, even though the ETH USD pairing was, it looked like it was going up, but, when you compare it against Bitcoin, it wasn't doing very hot. And that is what I expect for Bitcoin to, that's what I expect for the entire crypto market to do probably over the next couple of weeks, where, all eyes is going to be on Bitcoin, and then alt BTC pairs are not going to move as well. In fact, they might even go down against Bitcoin because, Bitcoin's pumping. And only after Bitcoin finishes its pump are you going to see alt BTC pairs absolutely take off. And when alt BTC pairs take off, then you are going to see the USDT pairing take off as well. So right about January, right? Yeah, so January to about May, Ethereum did a 6x. So here's what I advise you, right? If you're going to open altcoin positions, I would advise you to just, take it easy for now. Of course, I'm going to continue to give lots of updates. By the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitter already at _the_art_of_crypto, this is where I'm sharing the latest market updates. And if you haven't joined the Telegram group, right, it's completely free, then join it, because I was calling that if Bitcoin breaks 36k yesterday, then we are going to pump. And look at that, in Bitcoin, we pumped like crazy. So for now, just take it easy, until we break the top of the range and the bottom of the range. Everything else is just noise. I have given you the exact levels that I would look to, trade Bitcoin. And if you really appreciate the fact that I always tend to give you guys, the exact levels, I give you guys such a thorough analysis, then, you're going to want to check out the private Discord group, where you are absolutely going to love this even more, because every single day I am giving you exact levels and exact take profit levels with the exact stop losses. It is as simple as placing an order at that level and then waiting for the trade to play out, and it's literally automatic money. And right now, we have recently just started a 1k to 10k challenge, where I will be looking to grow an account with $1,000 to $10,000, and every single trade that I share is going to be put on this group so that everybody can follow along and grow their money by 10x as well. And yesterday, the first trade of this 1k to 10k challenge has been a success. We have just gained 10% on our account, and there is going to be so much more to come. So right now, there is only about 67 spots left, because I'm closing this group at 200 members. You are going to want to get into this group before it fills up. Literally every single day, we are making highly profitable trading setups, and there are multiple people that have paid off their membership in just 1 or 2 trades. So seriously guys, forget the calls. In this group, you're going to get access to a world-class trading education that is going to literally pay itself off, right? It's going to ensure that you can thrive in any market. And right now, if you pay with crypto, you can get up to 40% off. Hurry up and secure your spot. I want to be able to dedicate focused attention to every single member, and I cannot do that if there are too many people. which is why I'm closing it after about 60 more people get in. Again, I'm giving you guys the exact levels of where I would buy Bitcoin right now and where I would trade or short Bitcoin. So if you can't even mark these levels down on your own chart, then there is probably nothing more that I can do to help you, because I'm giving you the exact levels. It's your turn now to do your own due diligence and mark the levels on your own chart. And with that said, until the next video, may the gains be with you. I'll see you in the Discord group, and peace.